Hi everyone, just hopping on today because I wanted to say a great big thank you for the outpouring of support and excitement from the announcement yesterday that our EDA for the People's Party of Canada officially announced. So for any of you that had not read that post, I have been selected to be the official candidate for the PPC, the People's Party of Canada, for our Essex riding. So for those of you that don't know me very well, my name is Beth Sharon. I did have a personal development happen over the weekend. I was tipped off slightly a little while ago. The PPC headquarters had actually asked me to write a personal bio just to accompany my picture, and it had to be 3 to 5 sentences and not an elevator pitch for election, but simply a brief bio to give people a sense of who I was. So for those of you that know me well, I don't operate in 3 to 5 short sentences. I always have a lot to say. So I had to reach out to my then boyfriend at the time, Andrew, to ask for his assistance to help me write this bio. So next morning he has me read what he wrote, and my name is hyphenated. It's Beth Sharon Roberry. And so I said to him, oh, is this a thing now? And he said, well, we've spoken about it before. And I said, yes, we have. And so he then proceeded to take the pop tab off of some recycling he was about to take off. So it was a club soda can, and he took it off and said, here you go, this is until I get you a ring, we're doing this. So we submitted the bio with the hyphenated name, apologized to headquarters and said, yes, I would like to use that name moving forward. And just to top off this amazing weekend, Andrew actually proposed to me on his father's birthday, which was Friday, and made it official, replaced the pop tab with a ring the day before this announcement was coming out. So very exciting, happy weekend, lots of new changes and positive things happening. So had to share the engagement story because a lot of people are asking for some answers on how that happened. So yes, out on our back deck while watching hockey, and it happened exactly as it should have for us and the way our relationship is. Very, very grateful for Andrew and for my family and my amazing friends, my whole social media keyboard warriors, especially in the past year, and our EDA, our local PPC board is working their butts off to make sure that our ridings all have solid, exciting, strong candidates to give you an option that we no longer have anywhere else. So it's time for change. And so with that kind of housekeeping done, the whole thank you for everybody. The support is outrageous. The list of volunteers is already overwhelming. I'm so excited, and that's why I wanted to jump on today just to say thank you so much, because I can't respond individually back to everybody because we are kind of celebrating this weekend and trying to have some fun because we are also moving. So in 2 weeks, we are moving 3 generations out to Harrow, from Bell River out to Harrow. We will have 3 generations living together, still in Essex County. And so busy times, but in the midst of so much darkness going on, some very happy times. And on that note, I wanted to talk to you about a couple things, because I do have to warn right from the get-go that it is going to happen, that the People's Party of Canada is going to be smeared across social media, news, any exposure that we're going to get on any type of media from like the mainstream media. It will not be positive. It will only be offensive. It will be accusing us of being racist, white supremacists, against immigration. At the last election, once Max Bernier realized that instead of riding out a very cushy decades-old career with the Conservative Party, he could no longer turn his eye and just ignore the corruption internally in the party. He had to create his own that he knew Canadians were worthy of having. Immediately, Warren Kinsella, you can Google all of this and it will tell it better than me, but immediately Warren Kinsella was hired from other political competitors to smear not only Maxime Bernier, but also anybody who dared to support the party. So it was a huge smear campaign. Elections Canada deemed that it was not illegal because the people that hired the smear campaign did stop the campaign the day before. It would have become it would have actually been against election rules. So interestingly enough, I learned you can legally and for no reason slander somebody in the world of politics, surprise. But so I wanted to bring that up because you're gonna hear a lot of horrible things about me. You're gonna hear a lot of horrible things about the party, and that is simply because they don't like people that are speaking the truth and speaking against the narrative. Maxime Bernier did decide to personally sue Warren Kinsella. That's happening on the 16th because that's what you do with bullies. You don't just ignore it happened and try and play nice in the playground. You call them out for what they did. And so just a big heads up, I'm not a white supremacist. I'm not a racist. I stand by our party platform items 100%. I believe that all of it is critical. Outside of our party platform, we also have our 4 pillars. So the 4 pillars that we stand by, if something is not listed specifically on our platform, anything that we support has to meet the 4 pillar criteria, which is freedom, responsibility, fairness, and respect. It's time for a new party that highlights our traditional Canadian values again. I remember when I first was exposed to Maxime, he was allowed to join the federal debate stage, and I remember him saying on the platform, I'm the only one out of everybody here that is not a globalist. Every single party leader on this stage is a globalist. I am the only one that is not a globalist. I had no idea what he was talking about. I'm like, who is this guy? I was not ready to hear what he already knew, what a lot of people already knew, but this last year has brought a lot of realizations to many of us, I believe, and many more are learning every day. So yes, I do believe that you can't be worried about splitting the vote. You're not splitting a vote when you would not vote for any of the other parties in the first place. I do not and will not support the corrupt Liberal Party. They are destroying our country. We're going to hell in a handbasket very quickly, and that party leader's goals are global goals. They are, he wants more government. He does not have the same goals and hopes and dreams for Canada that we do, that the majority of us do. You know, it's time to get this that party out of any power. And people are worried about splitting the vote, and they're worried about voting strategically, and that is the game that they want you to play. They want you to decide which is the lesser evil to vote for. So not sure how many of the party leaders you follow on social media, but our area is greatly NDP just by default. Not sure what you guys all personally think, but I follow Singh, especially since I was very proud of the fact that he was from our Windsor Essex area. I do not relate to him whatsoever. I do not feel like he is a reflection of the constituents in Windsor Essex. I do not feel like what he stresses and talks about are things that I think are a priority. I don't feel that he represents me. He is not who I would choose to represent me. And, you know, let's not kid ourselves. The party leader, regardless of who your actual MP is, the party leader is extremely important. They are the leader. They are the beacon of the party. They are the person who their party chose to be the best representation of not only their party, but of everyone that votes for them. So I do not want Justin Trudeau representing me, because he does not represent any of the Canadian values that I hold dear. He does not have any of the same priorities that I have. Same as Singh. I used to think he was so into inclusivity and equal, like just trying to get rid of discrimination and hate. And I feel like the past year has become completely the opposite. According to him, I'm a white supremacist. But according to him, he also is a white supremacist, because all the things that he smears and slanders about, he does himself as well. So according to Singh, many of us Canadians are all white supremacists, and yet according to him, he is as well. So no, not representative of anybody that I know in Windsor, Essex. I don't know anybody that actually would relate and identify with any of his posts, any of his stances. So obviously we'll get more into all of that as we move on over the next couple months. But as a business owner, sole proprietor, a lot of people are shocked that I have decided to support the PPC and help build it, because business owners normally are supporters of the Conservative Party. I can speak for many business owners in the Windsor-Essex ridings who are completely disappointed, heartbroken, smacked in the face from the lack of support that the Conservative Party gave to small business owners. We are being decimated. We are literally being buried alive. And the only political party that is fighting the lockdowns and supporting small businesses, the only party, is the People's Party of Canada. We are literally getting fined, we are getting smeared, we are getting slammed, going all over the country, trying to get people to realize that their current government is working against them and not for them, and trying to get everybody to, again, find their voice, because the power is with the people. These are elected officials. Any power that I get from being chosen to be your member of parliament for the Essex riding is because you, the people, chose me as the member of your community to put within the walls of parliament. I'm here to serve you. Any vote outside of our party platform, our party leader absolutely believes in free voting. That free vote is supposed to be used to represent my riding. It does not matter if I'm your MP, whether you had voted NDP, whether you voted Conservative, whether you voted Green Party, Liberals, it does not matter. If you are part of the Essex riding, as your elected member of parliament, I'm representing all of you. So I'm not sure how much you guys have all looked into historically all the different votes that our members of parliament have made on our behalf, based on what they feel we wanted them to vote, but we'll get into all of that. But I was shocked. I was absolutely shocked. So much proof is in the voting, and so much of what's been going on for the past couple decades is reflected in all of that voting. And it's time for our area to have representation that educates, informs, and empowers everybody. I was very slack over my adulthood on paying enough attention to politics. I trusted the people. I didn't realize how much evil and corruption there was within politics. I was very naive, and but the way to combat all of that is by fighting for what we know is right, sticking by our values, banding together, because the power is in us, the people. It's we all stand and their game is over. So it's time for a new party. I did put, I had to write my little list here on my Spitfires notepad, my goals of the day. I still use it. I have a lot to say, but I also have a lot to learn. I need to hear from all of you. Please reach out to me. Please send me like your handles for Instagram and Twitter and Facebook. You can find mine on Twitter. I'm Made in Canada B Sharon. On Instagram, I'm pretty sure I'm just a B Sharon. I'll plunk all of it in the links below, but let's get some information sharing going. I do want to say a couple things about our party, because we do politics differently, and that's what we believe we need. That's how I've had success my whole career, has been by serving people. So I worked at Marcel's Collision for many years, and I took great pride in every single person that showed up at that collision shop who did not want to be there and was there because of a horrible situation. And you can change it. You can change that, and you can make that horrible situation be a better one for people. And a bad situation can always be made better. You just have to do it. And then I worked for a place that I absolutely loved. Unfortunately, I had to be a whistleblower. I could have just skated along for a long time, but I had to speak out with a lot of other highly ethical people that I still admire to this day. I landed myself in with the Spitfires, who by serving and taking care of people, I gained such a supportive group of people that when I wanted to open my business, that support just poured into there. Insurance really gave me a thicker skin, because people do not like the insurance industry, and rightfully so, just like politics. The insurance industry and several that work within that industry gave it a bad name. Same with politicians. We have every right not to trust any of them or believe them to this point. And just like I opened up a company and I dedicated myself to doing insurance differently and trying to make that experience be a positive one for people, where they felt pride in protecting themselves and what's important. I also am going to do the same thing with politics. It's time for us to have a party of the people. And a lot of people are scared to switch parties, again, because of all the split the vote narrative, and if you vote, if you split the votes, you're putting Trudeau back in power, yada yada. Again, I don't want to vote for any of those parties. I'm not splitting any vote. I am voting based on my values. That is what everybody is supposed to, and I respect your vote, just like you have to respect mine, regardless of the party. I'm not going to try and change people's minds. I'm going to try and let them know what we can offer, and come on board, and let's team up if you feel the same, and let's see what our approach and our values and our input can make to the country. The Green Party took 20 years to gain as much of a vote percentage that the People's Party did in a smidgen of the time. Max realized that he could not ethically stay with the Conservative Party anymore. He started his own party, and in 1 year, we got 1.6% of the whole Canadian vote. So it took the Green Party 20 years to gain that much support, and the People's Party of Canada got that almost immediately. It's blown up. Everybody's ready for change. Canadians want to be put first again, and don't feel like it can't happen. I'm going to bring you guys back to 2011, back to the NDP party that used to be, not the one that it's evolved into today, where all of a sudden in Quebec, the NDP party went from one seat to 59 in one election. And that was because we were in a situation like what we're in today, where people desperately needed change and needed to have a different voice. So Don't fall for the narrative. Don't fall for the smear campaigns. Stand true. What you feel and what you think and what you know is morally right does not make you a white supremacist. It does not. That is their tactics. That is the tactics of them. The NDP party and the Liberal Party is all about dividing us. It's all about fostering hate. It's all about diluting Canadian values. It's I am appalled that our Prime Minister said that Canada doesn't have a national identity. Does anybody remember very short time ago where you could travel anywhere in the world, and as long as you had a Canadian flag somewhere on you, you were safe? Because the whole entire world knows our Canadian identity, knows our strong Canadian identity, respects our strong Canadian identity. We are known as some of the friendliest, most loving, peacekeeping people in the world. We have a very strong national identity. Our Prime Minister currently just does not like that and is trying to replace it with other things and watering us down and diluting us. So please check out our platform, People's Party of Canada. Look at the platform items. It is the first time that I have agreed with every single platform item of a party. So much so that I'm putting everything on the line to represent the party, because I know we need this. All the other parties are driving us towards a wall as fast as they can. We are driving right into a brick wall. Our party wants to stop the car and change the direction completely, because we are not going in the right direction. So very excited to be the candidate for the Essex riding for the People's Party of Canada. I am a grinder, I promise. I will work my butt off for you all. And again, it does not matter what party you support. The MP that the majority ends up putting in that seat should all be served equally, should all be acknowledged, should not be ignored. We're in the biggest crisis that we have seen in our lifetimes, and I'm 44. It's the darkest times I've ever seen, and every single one of our leaders on the municipal, provincial, and federal level have had zero voice. We just need real people. We don't need career politicians. We don't need politicians. We need true representation that reflects us as the Canadians that we are. And I am ready to wake up our gritty Windsor Essex constituents. It's time to wake the sleeping lion and bring us back to the strong, gritty group that we always were. We need to speak out. We need to speak against the narrative. We need to shut down cancel culture. We need to shut down all of this race baiting and identity, whatever. I don't even know what half the words are. I'm a proud Canadian, period. And you can call me whatever you want. I'm not listening to you, because I don't even want to try and change your mind, because you are not the type of people that I want to work with if you feel that way. So let's just look forward to making some change. Let's try and follow each other on everything. I really want to hear from all of you. I want to do this regularly. I want to keep you guys abreast of what is happening at any and all times. So please give me your suggestions. Please connect with me on all 3 platforms. Please let me know if you want me to write you down for volunteering. I cannot believe the amount of people that are willing to go door to door and help grow the awareness for this amazing party. And please stay tuned and also follow our local, our EDA, our Electoral District Association for Windsor Essex, because we have some exciting announcements that are going to be happening, because we honestly have people that are fighting for the opportunity to give you guys the representation that you need. Time for a purple wave. time for some change, time for us to bring those traditional Canadian values back, time for us to have elected officials and a party leader that is a reflection of who we are and what we want. And let's take our country back. And I hope everybody enjoys this amazing, beautiful Sunday. And yeah, let's just stay hopeful and just have faith. We have the ability to make the change, and we can't make decisions out of fear anymore. The fear is being used. I don't like fear-based tactics at all. And so you know what? We have nothing to fear. We just need to do what we know needs to be done and do it confidently and do it together and have faith that doing the right thing is going to put us on the right side of history. And I'm so excited to be doing this with you guys. I'm so grateful. I love Windsor, Essex. It is our chunk of our slice of the Canadian dream, and it's time to bring that pride back. We always had it. It's just been oppressed, and we've been shamed for it. And time to wave that flag proudly, and let's make the change that we want to see happen. Thank you again so much for all your support to everybody. It means so much. Thank you, thank you. I promise that I won't let you down. Thank you.